Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Shenmue 3 on the GTX 1060. To skip to any of the resolutions tested, check the timestamps down in the description, and thanks to the publisher for providing a copy of the game. So on this card I'll show you 1080p, 1440p and 4K. Mainly because 1080p on maximum settings was way over 60 frames per second. This game wasn't hard to run on this GPU at all. Then at 1440p I show you two configurations, one trying to be over 30 frames per second, which is the maximum settings, and then another one trying to be close to 60 frames, which in this case is medium settings. And finally at 4K, in order to be over 30 frames per second, medium settings was necessary. If you want 60s at 4K, unfortunately it's not possible, even at the lowest settings. I'll try 1800p on that one. So in the options menu we don't get much. I'm pretty disappointed about that on a Unreal Engine 4 game. They usually have post-processing, shadows, and many other options for you to choose from. On this one you can only choose between presets, VSync on or off, and the resolution on a limited list. So in the presets you got low, medium, high or very high. Between high and very high the performance difference is very small, 2 or 3 frames per second. I would use this if on very high you get 30 frames per second and you want to be at 32 or something like that. Then when you go to medium there's a very significant performance difference, but there's less foliage, less detailed shadows, the draw distance isn't as good, but again you get a noticeable FPS boost. And finally, if you go to low, which I do not recommend in this case, pretty much all the foliage is removed, there's worse draw distances, and the post-processing effects are almost all of them gone. So my advice here is to use medium setting if on high or very high you're not getting the performance that you want. Then on the resolution options, you got options for Windows resolutions, borderless full screen, or full screen options. In the full screen options, I couldn't find 900p or 1800p, for example. I only found 720p, 1080p, 1440p and 4K. So if you want to use, for example, 1800p or 900p, my recommendation is to set your Windows resolution on your screen to 900p or 1800p, and then inside the game, use borderless full screen. That will render the game at the resolution that you chose on your desktop. Considering how this game is, I don't really think that 60 frames per second is absolutely necessary. The fighting didn't seem very responsive, there's a lot of dialogue and cinematics going on, but if your PC is good enough, you can go for it. For the testing, I ran around one of the first areas of the game, so I went through a lot of places with tons of foliage. Then once I get into the small village, you'll see a noticeable performance hit, especially in the main square, and that was pretty much my test. I don't know how the city areas run, but once I get there, I'll update the description to let you know if there's a huge difference. On the CPU side, I didn't see much of a problem. There are some stutters every now and then when you get to the villages, but it doesn't seem to be CPU related. So a quad-core CPU should be more than enough to handle this game at 60 frames per second. But anyway guys, that's about it. I hope you keep enjoying the video, thanks for watching and see you next time!
Let's have a look around here first. I should talk to more people around here. Maybe I'll talk to a few folks around here.